I retweeted one of my posts I wrote a little while back about note taking in the 21st century, which reminded me that I nerded a blog post about my favorite note taking app. I've had an iPad since day one, and there's one app that I just will not go without installing from now on my iPads, and that's Notability. So, Notability is a great and powerful note taking app. It is a paid app, it's not a free one, but it's worth it. I don't have a lot of paid apps on my iPad. I love to try free apps, but Notability is by far one of the ones I encourage people to download. So I'm going to open up Notability real quick. And I do have the Apple Pencil. I have an iPad Pro here. But even if you have the standard iPad nowadays, the new one, it works with the Apple Pencil. And of course, all the iPad Pros work with the Apple Pencil. But even if you have an older iPad, a stylus will work perfectly with this too. There's some really good styli out there. Stay away from the really cheap ones that you get for free from like conventions and conferences. Find a good one that works for you because it's going to make your life a lot better. So I love, of course, the Apple Pencil here because it works really well for me. So this is Notability. You can see here on the left side, I actually have a lot of folders. And so you can create folders in here. You can even, if I click the plus sign here, I can create dividers. So pretty much I can say these folders go to this one, these folders go into here. And so I can organize my information that way. Then I can create notes. Now, the nice thing about this being an iOS app is that it's also syncing up in the cloud, so I can access the same exact files on my phone, and I can access them on my computer too. And fortunately, the computer is a paid app also. That's different than these paid apps. So again, worth it. So I'm going to go into my little demo folder here that I created a little while. You can see I created a file before, but I can create a new file by just clicking the pencil icon in the upper right that you saw up there. And now I can write my notes here. Now you can see that my paper starts aligned. And if you click the little wrench icon here, you can change the settings. If I click paper, you see I have a lot of different options here. I can change the color of the background. I can make it so no lines. I can make it into more graph paper. My favorite is kind of what you refer to as the college ruled, and I do like the white background. So that is what I typically go with. You can set that as your default, so it always opens up the same. I can add in things into my folder. So yes, I can write in this into my file, but if I click the plus button there in the upper right, I can add in photos. I can take a photo, and I use this a lot when I'm at conferences or listening to a keynote. I go to ISTE and other big conferences from time to time. And so if you look at my notes here, you can already see in those files right there that there's a lot of images in there. So I'm going to go to my Wednesday morning one. And this was a great session. I took pictures of a couple slides I really liked. I don't tend to hang on to the handouts here, so I will actually take a photo of those and then put the handout somewhere else. But I know it's in my file, so I will always have access to that. You see here, I have a little picture now. When I add the pictures, I make them tiny. But if I zoom back in, you see it's full size again, full clarity. I can easily see what's on there. So that's a really nice feature with this, is that even though I can add photos to it, I can shrink the size of the photos. I can re-zoom in later to see what see every bit of detail I need to on there. Now you see I use this. This was a session where I was interacting with a lot of people, so I didn't get to take as many notes as I normally would. And yes, you can judge me on my handwriting. It's horrible. Broke my hand many times in high school, so that's my reason why. If I click on the pencil icon on the top, so you can kind of see up here, you see I can have different styles, different thicknesses, different colors. I can change all that. If I select the highlighter and tap on that, same kind of thing, different styles, different colors. The eraser, I can even tap on that. It doesn't really change anything. The scissors icon is for cutting out stuff. And then, of course, there's the hand icon. So if I need to maneuver objects and stuff like that. And, of course, I can add text. So I can type on this. If you have a keyboard attached to your iPad, you can easily just type it out. So a lot of different ways I can put some information into this. So I'm going to go back to my file here, the one I just created. I can retitle it just by clicking on that. I'm just going to call it demo for now. And of course, I can write on this once I select the pencil icon. I like to zoom in a little bit before writing. I think that just makes it easier to get a little bit nicer looking writing, especially if your handwriting is like mine. Now, here's the thing about this app. This is a great app because, one, I have access to my files no matter what device I'm on, so I can create them on any of these devices and I'll have access to on the other ones. I can take pictures. So if I'm listening to, go back to this for a second. If I'm listening to a lecture or something, I can't write down everything. I can take a picture of the notes on there. I can write my notes next to it, which is really what we should be teaching students, not to write everything down, but to focus on those main ideas. I can even add in an audio clip into this. So you see I hit that little microphone icon up here, and I'm adding in notes on that too, and I'll be able to have access to that. And you can see I can now play it, I can listen to it. It works beautifully on that. So a lot of different ways I can put information into this file, and I can share with other people. I can export it to my Google Drive. I can even just download it as a PDF, and that's what's going to happen when you send it to your Google Drive. But it is a very nice app. It works beautifully. If you have the Apple Pencil, it is just perfect for that. You're not going to be drawing great art in this, but for taking notes, this is the one app I wish I had in college. If I had an iPad with the Apple Pencil in college, that would make my life a whole lot easier. And if you have access to this, really use it. But I will also say, make sure you understand your organization. Don't just have 100 loose files there. Put them in folders. But download this app, give it a try. I know it's a paid app, but trust me, it's worth it. It is by far one of my top apps I have on my iPad and one I can't go without.